Completing the chemical properties, we need to discuss in detail mechanisms of nucleophilic substitution reactions. Before going to the details, you should know the meaning of the term nucleophiles and electrophiles, which you have already studied in first PUC. Electrophiles are electron deficient species, whereas nucleophiles are electron rich species. Now the first mechanism here is SN1 mechanism. I hope you all know the meaning of the term mechanism. In case of a chemical reaction, especially organic chemical reactions, the covalent bonds present in the reactants are cleaved or broken so as to form reactive intermediates, which in turn recombine to give stable product molecules. This step-by-step description of a chemical reaction is called as mechanism. Now SN1, look to the representation there. S and 1 are written in the same line, whereas capital N comes as a subscript. It can be read from both the ends. If you started from S, substitution nucleophilic unimolecular mechanism. In the reverse way, if you start from 1, you should read it as unimolecular nucleophilic substitution mechanism. Why it is called like that is very simple. You will come across the meaning of certain terms, order of a reaction, molecularity of a reaction in physical chemistry. Now here the rate of a chemical reaction depends on the concentration of only alkyl halide and independent of the concentration of the nucleophile OH-. The reaction follows first order kinetics. Hence it is called as SN1. If you look to the various alkyl halides, the order of reactivity is tertiary greater than secondary greater than primary. Now coming to one particular example, I will be taking a tertiary alkyl halide, tertiary butyl bromide, which in the IUPAC system is named as 2-bromo-2-methyl propane. Now this on heating with aqueous solution of potassium hydroxide gives you the product as tertiary butyl alcohol, which is called as 2-methyl propane 2-ol. Now let us look to the details of the mechanism. This mechanism involves 2 steps. The reason is that CBr bond present in the alkyl halide must be cleaved and new COH bond must be formed in the product. Both cannot take place simultaneously because front side attack of OH- is not possible. Br- and OH- being electronegative repel each other. The other possibility is OH- should go from the back side of the leaving group Br-, but there are 3 methyl groups, CH3 groups, which in turn are forming normal tetrahedral bond angle of 109 degrees 28 minutes and do not allow the entry of the nucleophile OH-. This phenomenon is called as steric hindrance, STERIC, steric hindrance. So therefore the mechanism involves 2 steps. In the first step, tertiary butyl bromide undergoes slow ionization to form tertiary butyl carbocation, which is a planar carbocation. The positively charged carbon in this is sp2 hybridized. This step is the slow step, therefore it is the rate determining step. You have studied about an electronic effect called as inductive effect. I hope you all remember. Once again, there are 2 types in that, positive inductive effect and negative inductive effect. Here the alkyl groups show electron releasing plus I effect and push the electrons towards the carbon carrying the halogen atom. Thus cleavage of CBr bond occurs, forming the planar carbocation. In the second step, this planar carbocation is attacked by the nucleophile OH-, which is obtained by the dissociation of aqueous KOH. Look to the arrows there. Equal amounts of front side attack and back side attack is possible, so that the product formed is tertiary butyl alcohol. Let us see in detail this second step, how it happens. Look here. So if a front side attack of OH- takes place, the product will have OH bonded to carbon at the same position where Br was present. So we say retention of configuration. Remember, the term configuration has a different meaning here with reference to isomerism. This has nothing to do with electronic configuration. Here configuration term refers to the three-dimensional arrangement of atoms or arrangement of atoms in space. So front side attack will give you the product having OH at the same position where Br was present in the tertiary butyl bromide. The other possibility is backside attack. Backside attack with respect to CBr bond will give you the product as COH present behind. Hence, the product will have inversion of configuration. It is found that the product tertiary butyl alcohol formed will have equal amounts of product having retention of configuration and inversion of configuration, 50-50. Such a mixture is called as a racemic mixture. Therefore, we represent it as racemic mixture. In detail, you will know about it in stereochemical aspects. Now coming to the second mechanism, that is SN2 mechanism. SN2 mechanism is something different from SN1 mechanism. Now let us look into the details of SN2 mechanism. Now to understand this concept, you need to know in detail about the concept of isomerism, which you have studied in brief in first PUC. After this, we'll be studying about stereochemical aspects, where there we'll see in detail. Now coming to SN2 mechanism. SN2 stands for substitution nucleophilic bimolecular. If you read it from the other end, it will be bimolecular nucleophilic substitution mechanism. Now here, the rate of the nucleophilic substitution reaction depends on the concentration of both alkyl halide as well as nucleophile. Hence, the reaction follows second order kinetics. And the various alkyl halides have the order of reactivity as primary greater than secondary greater than tertiary. So I will take an example of a primary alkyl halide, bromomethane. On heating with aqueous potassium hydroxide will give you the product as methanol. If you look to the product methanol, OH forms bond with carbon from the backside of the leaving group Br-. This is explained in the mechanism, which has a single step, that is CBr cleavage and formation of new COH bond takes place at the same time. Just look to the mechanism there. OH- attacking carbon atom with respect to the leaving group Br- from the backside. So it forms a transition state. This transition state is highly unstable, so it is shown in square brackets. It exists for a very short duration. If you see there, CBr bond and COH bond are represented by dotted lines, which indicates that CBr bond is not completely cleaved, andre broken, and COH bond is not completely formed. Whereas the remaining CH bonds, how many? 3 are there. They are present in the same plane. The 3 CH bonds are perpendicular with